your kind of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, former cop found guilty of raping a 14-year-old student from Corozal in 2015. Byron Vladimir Tillit, the man accused of ramming his vehicle into a Ford Ranger carrying a family of 4 and causing their death, is slapped with 4 charges, including failure to provide urine specimen. A family in August Pine Ridge loses home as a result of last night's heavy winds and rain. And a new cattle corral inaugurated at the Yo Creek Agriculture Station. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, March 15th, 2023.
To find a habitable planet.
Yeah, shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Arrakis is a death trap.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
At SMART, we embrace change, innovation, and equality. From energy and transport to telecommunications and network technology, our females are bringing their own style of leadership to traditionally male-dominated sectors and breaking down barriers for the next generation. Therefore, fostering our women's sense of self-worth, her decision-making power, her access to opportunities and resources is at the forefront at SMART. SMART celebrates all women this Women's Month under the theme Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. On Tuesday afternoon, High Court Justice Antoinette Moore remanded into custody a former police officer who was found guilty on Tuesday of raping a 14-year-old student in 2015. Justice Antoinette Moore remanded Cyril Casimiro into custody until sentencing after he was found guilty of raping the student whom he had offered a ride home on April 20, 2015. The High Court heard that Casimiro, a police constable with more than 10 years of experience at the time of the incident, had been charged with wounding and rape after he took the 14-year-old girl on his police motorbike and raped her. The minor had reported that while walking home in Altamira village in Corozal, she was offered a ride by the then 35-year-old police officer whom she knew. But instead of taking her home, the minor reported that Casimiro took her to the Consejo area, also in Corozal, where he had sex with her against her will. A doctor confirmed that she was sexually assaulted and classified her injury as wounding. After briefly announcing her verdict, Justice Moore ordered Casimiro taken into custody until sentencing. The full 21-page ruling will be sent to his attorney prior to the sentencing date as agreed with the court. Today, as the family of 27-year-old Aldair Tillit, 27-year-old Felicia de la Fuente, 4-year-old Alicia Tillit, and 18-year-old Janina Tillit prepared to lay them to rest, Orange Walk police formally arrested and charged the man accused of ramming into their vehicle and causing their death. Today, Byron Vladimir Tillit, 35 years, Regional Administrator of San Antonio Village, Orange Walk, was charged for 4 counts of manslaughter by negligence, 4 counts of causing death by careless conduct, 1 count for fail to provide specimen, and 1 count of drove motor vehicle without due care and attention. On Saturday night on the San Antonio Road, Byron Tillett was driving the pickup that collided with the Ford Ranger driven by Aldair Tillett with his common-law wife as passenger along with his daughter Alicia and sister Janina Tillett. All 4 died on impact. A family of 4 from the community of August Pine Ridge are tonight without a roof over their heads following a massive wind storm on Tuesday night which ripped the roof off their home. Reynaldo and Petrona Castellanos were inside their home along with their 2 sons shortly after 10 last night when the thunderstorm forecasted for our country began with very strong winds. The elderly couple says that as the wind began to build strength, they could feel their home tremble under the pressure. A few minutes into the storm, the wall of one of the bedrooms collapsed, and soon after, the roof was ripped off its hinges and thrown several yards away. The experience, according to the Castellanos, was a terrifying one.
Fue una experiencia dura, ¿sabe? Porque a mi edad que tengo 58 años, primera vez que yo miro algo así. Y fue triste. Fue triste porque nosotros estábamos adentro. Cuando mi hijo dice, mamá, dice, vamos a salir. Cuando quisimos salir la otra puerta, la lámina del otro lado ya no estaba. El viento nos empujaba para adentro. Él tenía aguantado la puerta. Nosotros queríamos salir, pero no podíamos. Y nos paramos en un rincón los 4 de nosotros y como la mesa tenía un nylon, él quitó el nylon y nos cubrimos. Le digo, ¿sabes qué? Le digo, mi sobrino tiene una casa ahí, no tiene puertas, no está acabado. Le digo, vamos a meternos allá porque no hay de otra. Y como dio lugar, él abrió la puerta y nos salimos cubridos los 4 de nosotros. Nosotros tiene creo que año y medio que estamos en este pedazo que conseguimos aquí. Como año y medio tienen que estamos quedando ahorita aquí. Es nuevo. Sí. Es nuevo.
Sí, pues nosotros sufrimos el impacto es un tornado porque daba vueltas a la casa, se sentía, ¿no? Y cómo venía impactando. Entonces fue que este lado de la pared lo destrabó. En esa destrabada que le pegó fue que el viento agarró más poder y suspendió toda la lámina y se lo llevó sobre de 6 a 7 mecates de lejos. Lo fui a tirar allá con todo y el solar panel allá está aventado. 16 láminas tenemos en el otro terreno que inservibles. Hay 8 aquí porque son 24 láminas que se destruyeron.
As the family of 4 did their best to hunker down inside the remains of their home, they could do nothing to prevent all their belongings from getting destroyed by both heavy winds and rains which fell for several hours.
Todos los trapos se mojaron, todo lo que hay adentro, víveres, todo se mojaron. Todo. Lamentablemente todo se perdió.
Y los colchones bien mojados, la estufa bien, sopa, todo. Pues gracias a Dios que mi sobrino nos está brindando ahí una ayuda, ¿no? Pues queríamos ver si alguien se toca el corazón, que nos ayude.
With their home and all belongings lost, the elderly Castellanos couple is asking the public for assistance to help rebuild their dwelling.
Primeramente Dios, pues siempre Dios toca el corazón de la gente y esperamos, ¿no?, la ayuda de la cooperación de la gente, ¿sí? Porque él a veces consigue trabajo, a veces no consigue trabajo. Solo tengo un varoncito que está trabajando ahorita. Él es el que nos ayuda. Yo hago ventas así cuando puedo para sostenernos, sí.
¿Y todo se perdió?
Todo se perdió. Ahí adentro todo está mojado, todo. Saqué todos los trapos a secar.
Todo, ya los colchones están allá.
Todos se mojaron.
Sí, porque fue recio la lluvia, sí. Algo inesperado porque, pues yo me habían dicho que venía una lluvia, ¿no? Pero digo yo, pues gracias a Dios se va a llenar el tanque, pero este no vino con lluvia, vino con viento recio. Y ese fue el problema, que porque el huracán pasado que pasó, aquí estábamos y no nos hizo
no
daño.
afectó nada.
Pero esta vez sí, vino con mucho remolino. Y ese fue el problema, que nos derrumbó la casa, ¿no? Botó todas las láminas. 24 tiras de láminas se destruyeron, sí. Entonces vamos a ver cómo, si Dios permite que nos ayuden y vamos a salir adelante, porque no queremos irnos, queremos seguir aquí.
Anyone willing to help Reynaldo and Petrona Castellanos in their efforts to rebuild your home can contact them at phone number 636-2680. Last week, we told you about Cabinet's decision to convene a commission of inquiry into the sugar industry in an effort to review the sustainability of the industry as well as its modernization. This decision came following meetings between Cabinet and representatives from both the BSCFA and BSI, where both parties presented their side of the current dispute within the industry. Today, during an event with the Ministry of Agriculture here in Orange Walk, we spoke to Minister Mai, who told us that the commission is expected to be instituted in the coming weeks and will be tasked at looking at all aspects of the industry, including the mill and cane in the fields.
The Commission of Inquiry is an examination of all the industrial, all the processes that occur at the sugar mill. Hoping that the information which will be coming out of the Commission of Inquiry will set the base for a fair agreement to both farmers and ASR. But it will also examine the field side. How can we improve efficiency in the field? So it is along the entire production chain that the Commission of Inquiry will focus. And the people that we are selecting are experts in the area, experts in sugar technology, experts in chemical engineering, experts in the field of agronomy. And so we believe that this can set the base for a long-lasting agreement between farmers and the miller, and also this will result in a very modern, updated legislation that will be fair to everyone. That is our greatest expectation.
The members of this commission, according to Minister Mai, are expected to be chosen from a pool of local and foreign experts.
You mentioned a little bit about the members of this commission of inquiry and choosing these persons. In that process, would both BSCFA and BSI need to agree on these appointments, or how will that work?
That will be discussed in a dialogue right now. We already identified the field, the expert field already. The person has not been selected yet, but there are a number of people out there. We have people recommending from other countries who these experts are, but we have not decided that yet. So we're still in the preliminary phase of that.
How soon would you think this?
I think in the next week or so, we will have progress.
The findings of the commission would fall under the Commission of Inquiry Act, which would make it binding to parties involved.
Lastly, I just wanted to ask, on seeing the Commission of Inquiry, the findings of this commission, would that be, binding or just simple recommendation to the industry?
Well, there is what you call a Commission of Inquiry Act, and in the Act, it states what are the responsibilities of each of the persons who are being inquired. And so it is by law binding. If one of the parties will want to cooperate, is a totally different matter. But the Act is there to serve for that purpose, to oblige the parties to participate. Will they do it is a totally different matter.
As an additional method of assisting the sugar industry to resolve the current impasse between the BSCFA and the BSI, Cabinet also announced the formation of a ministerial subcommittee to meet with both parties to chart a way forward. The newly formed subcommittee is being chaired by Honorable Karim Musa along with Ministers Jose Mai and Oscar Mira. That committee, according to the Minister of Agriculture, has begun consultations with both the Farmer Association and the Miller to help chart a way forward for the industry.
In the meantime, I'm also a member of the ministerial subcommittee which the Prime Minister has appointed. It is headed by Minister Karim Musa. I am a member of that along with Minister Oscar Mira, and we have had 2 meetings already. We have had a first meeting with the BSCFA, and yesterday we met with the ASR team, and I believe that both meetings were very productive. They were very cordial, and I think that there is a way forward. From what I saw yesterday, I am optimistic that both BSI and BSCFA want to reach to a position where both win. I sensed that yesterday from ASR, and I sense the same thing from BSCFA. So Minister Musa and Minister Mira and I will be meeting again this week to decide how we will move forward based on information we got from both teams. So I think it went well. I'm pleased to say that it went well.
The committee is expected to meet with both the BSCFA and the BSI ASR for a second time in the coming days. Coming up next, a newly installed corral at Yo Creek Agri Station to save cattle ranchers hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stay tuned.
Ladies, are you ready for Jesus Fest 2023? The End Times Revival, March 17th and 18th, starting at 6 p.m. Invited guest Pastor Paul Dougherty from the USA.
Hey, listen, the weather's going to change. Listen, I know it's stormy seas out there, but there's light at the end of this storm. The sun will come out tomorrow. God's going to do something in your future. He's not finished with you yet. Somebody say, this is not how it ends.
Casa Worship Band from Belmopan, Pastor Vicente Franco from Mexico, Psalmist from Orange Walk, Beverly Shiloh. This event will take place at Arthur Street in Orange Walk, in front of Orange Walk Market. Special gifts will be provided. Sponsors, Victory Church from Tulsa, Oklahoma, USA, Hope Alive, Stereo Luz, CVM Church, Pastores y Ministros Amigo del Reino, Koinonia Ministries. Buses will be provided for villages. For more information, contact us at 661-7324. Jesus Fest 2023. See you there.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Indulge the flavor. Go beyond meat. Looks like meat. Tastes like meat. But it's better than meat. 100% plant-based. Rich in protein, 50% less saturated fat, no GMOs, no added soy, packed with benefits and sustainable. Beyond meat, good for you, good for the environment. Now available in 6 different types of products in Belize. Beyond burger, beyond sausage, beyond beef, beyond chicken nuggets, beyond chicken tenders, beyond steak, beyond meat, distributed by United Distributors Limited.
Am I missing a tooth?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Cattle farmers from the Orange Walk district today joined representatives from the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise and the Belize Livestock Producers Association for the inauguration of a newly built cattle corral at the Yo Creek Agriculture Station. The corral will serve as a weighing station, quarantine hold, technology transfer point, training center, and assist over 1,000 small farmers in the area. This project, according to Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise Jose Mai, represents the ministry's commitment to continued collaboration to enhance Belize's cattle industry.
This is a partnership between the Ministry of Agriculture and BLPA. There's need for this kind of facility because many farmers do not have the resources to have a scale or a good corral. So by partnering with BLPA, the farmers have access to this corral. If they want to sell animals, they can bring them here, they can weigh them, and then sell them off. If you need to restrain them or treat them for whatever, they can also use the facility. If they want to sell animals, they bring them here, leave them there until the buyer comes and picks them up. So it's a very useful facility. Very few farmers have scales on their farm, so they are left to the mercy of the buyer. So with this facility, that facilitates.
Before the creation of this corral, small farmers in the area had to take their animals to shipyard for weighing and quarantining. That process, according to PLPA board member and farmer Alexis Blanco, was costing farmers hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses annually.
Orange Walk is one of the biggest districts that has the most cattle, and a lot of people think shipyard, but it's not only shipyard. There are a lot of farmers that have small farms that have cattle around this area. But because they are small farms, they don't have the facilities sometimes to weigh their animals before they are sold. That is why this corral is so important to us, because the small farmers can now bring their animals to this corral so that they can weigh their animals and get the correct price for their animals. In the past, we would have to take our animals all the way to shipyard, where the buyers would weigh and pay us for what they weigh. But there is transportation, and as we know, every time that we move animals, we transport animals, the animals lose weight. So the sooner that we can weigh them, then the better it is for the farmers. Big farms, big ranches, they have their own scales, and they move their animals from the pasture to the scale, and they are paid that. And it is a big difference for the smaller farmers that we had to move our animals all the way to shipyard. They would lose easy up to 25, 30 pounds only in that transfer. And if we multiply that by the average price, that is about $60 to $70 that they're losing on every single animal every time they move. It adds up to a lot of money that the farmers can save by weighing their animals here. We are very happy that the ministry has opened up and they are partnering in many different aspects, helping the export, but that in the whole industry, helping the export, but as well with the smaller farmers. For example, this facility that will help the smaller farmers. So we are very glad that the ministry has been helping in that sense. They have been doing a lot of training sessions, which we plan to continue, And BLPA, along with the ministry, are planning much more of these sessions to teach the farmers.
Similar to the creation of this corral, Minister Mai says the ministry continues in its collaborative efforts to grow the cattle industry in Belize.
We have a work plan. The districts have a work plan. This is one of the actions in our work plan. But we also have a number of trainings in pasture management, trainings in nutrition, animal nutrition, trainings in controlling pests in livestock, training in genetics and breeding. And so we have trainings done across the country. Right now, if you note, people are starting to prepare for the dry weather. We believe that there'll be a long dry, the animals will lose weight, so people are stocking up with hay. And so this is where pasture management is very important, and alternative feed sources. And so the ministry has embarked on a number of things in the livestock industry, in cattle industry, so that we can maintain the animals eating, so that they can continuously gain weight, and so that farmers can make some money off the cattle industry.
As a total of 1,163 cattle farmers, excluding those from the communities of Blue Creek and the shipyard. From Corozal to Toledo, Belize is a melting pot of cultures, and now you can travel to a different part of the country each week in a special series called Our People, Food and Culture, brought to you by the Belize Tourism Board. The One Year in the Making project was launched today, and the first of 12 series will be available to the public March 15th.
Get ready today to be delighted with the introduction of an entertaining video documentary highlighting Belize's most iconic food dishes, chosen from all corners and touristic destinations within our lovely country. The 6 destinations chosen will showcase food as a delicious manifestation of culture and traditions. Belize is showcasing to the world the richness in our cooking styles, fresh ingredients, tasty spices, and flavors. The series is meant to open conversation about our history and practices. On this audiovisual experience, come savor delicious dishes such as white relleno, badu, boyos, fisherman's soup, coconut tart and potato pound, dani, and sahu, among many others. Come unwind and visit through video our prime destinations: Santa Rita Archaeological Site, Fort Barley, House, the East Indian Museum, Belize Spice Farm, Oshmul Coffee, Sharkway Alley, Gales Point Village, among many others. Enter the homes, the business establishment, and kitchens of Chef Angel, of Miss Anna Rangoy and Miss Olive, of Jenny Martinez, of Esmeralda Rosado, Dorla Rabon, and Miss Desiree Drysdale. And indulge in educational yet enjoyable cultural storytelling from renowned Belizeans, including Angelita Magana, Nora Valdez, Maria Allen, Chico Ramos, among many others.
But what does the diversity of people, food and culture have to do with tourism? Everything, says the CEO of the Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora, Nicole Solano.
Why do tourists visit our many attractions and destinations within Belize? Well, people have always traveled for relaxation, rest, and simple curiosity. And we know they have to eat while they're here. But more than ever, today, people are traveling for connections. They want to learn, discover, experience, and consume the tangible and intangible cultural attractions and products. We also believe that these kinds of campaigns will help our communities to enhance civic pride, focus on community development, and build appreciation for history and heritage. This is all a part of creating authentic tourism products and services. If we truly love where we live, it will be easier for us to host our guests and share with them in a genuine way.
Episodes will premiere on Thursdays on the Belize Tourism Board Facebook and YouTube channel. Following news that Honduras is considering defecting from the camp of the Republic of China, Taiwan to that of the People's Republic of China, the Belize government has issued a statement declaring it will not follow suit. The government of Belize declares its continued recognition of the Republic of China, Taiwan as a sovereign and independent nation. The statement issued this afternoon says, Belize and the PRC have no relations at the diplomatic level, and to date there have been no reports of attempts to establish any. The government statement adds, Belize and Taiwan will work to strengthen their cordial bilateral relations based on shared values, the respect for the rule of law, democracy and human rights, and mutual interest. Belize believes that on the basis of self-determination, the people of Taiwan should be recognized as an independent country with full membership in international organizations. Prime Minister John Briceño left the country to attend a high-level meeting of the Inter-American Development Bank. Briceño left to attend the annual meeting of the boards of governors of the IDB and IDB Invest, which runs from March 16 to the 19th in Panama City. He is scheduled to return on March 21st. In his absence of the Prime Minister, Cordell Hyde, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Natural Resources, Petroleum and Mining, will serve as acting Prime Minister. Belize has won a Digital Champions Award at the World Summit of Information Society, WSIS 2023, in Geneva, Switzerland. On November 28, 2022, Belize launched the Online Business Registry System, OBRS, which was selected as the World Summit of Information Society, WSIS 2023, champion in Category 7, E-Business ICT Applications, Benefits in All Aspects of Life. The WSIS Prizes 2023 ceremony for champions took place earlier today at the Geneva International Congress Center. OBRS was created with the vision to digitally transform business registration, thereby enhancing the accessibility of business registration services, modernizing business registration products, improving data integrity, and raising the awareness of the value of business creation to the economy. Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Economic Development, Dr. Osmond Martinez, Director General Registrar of the Financial Services Commission of Belize, Claude Haylock, and Project Manager at FSC, Yuri Alpuche, received the award. The Ministry of Economic Development noted that winning the Champion Award is a major accomplishment for Belize and stakeholders involved in the execution of the project. WSIS represents the world's largest annual gathering of the ICT for development communities and creates an effective mechanism to evaluate projects and activities that leverage the power of information and communication technologies, ICTs, to advance sustainable development. Today, a staff from the Yule Creek Agriculture Station celebrated along with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Belize Livestock Producers Association the achievement of a brand new cattle corral in their compound. They were also in mourning following the sudden death of one of their own, Francisco Schau, or how he was affectionately known within the agriculture sector. Mr. Pancho died suddenly this morning of a heart attack. Today, as Minister of Agriculture launched the industry's latest achievement, he remembered Mr. Pancho as the ministry's most senior extension officer.
Have you ever felt in a very uncomfortable manner, very uncomfortable feeling, a day that you wake up and you're happy for this event, but your heart is troubled by the passing of a good friend? Francisco Schau is going to be missed by everybody. He was the most senior extension officer with the Ministry of Agriculture. I began working in 1989, September 1989, with the Ministry of Agriculture. Schau was employed already for about 2 years. His career began in Toledo, where he was employed as an extension officer. And 2 years ago, he reached his retirement age, and he retired. Thereafter, he asked if we could employ him on contract basis, and I was glad to have him around. Last month, his contract again ended, and we renewed it for the second time because he was a very experienced extension officer. There's not a farmer in Orange Rock that does not know Pancho Shu. Besides being an extension officer, Shu was a cookman. You have a party, he will be the first officer to grill and to bill.
A wake will be held tonight at Santa Clara Village in Corozal at House of Ramiro Shu, and funeral services will be held tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Shu's birthplace in Santa Clara Village. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, March 16th here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3NewsBZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.